Hey everybody, it's Miss Katie and we're back for another Maker Monday. This week I'm going to show you how to take one of these, the plastic bags that we all have lying around our house, and make a jump rope. So let's get started. To make your plastic bag jump rope, what you need is a pretty good supply of plastic bags, scissors, duct tape or electrical tape or some sort of heavier weighted tape that you're going to use to make your handles and add a little weight to your jump rope to make for some better jumping. And you're going to need a whole lot of patience, but it'll be worth it, I promise. So that being said, we have all our supplies. Let's get started. All right, so grab a plastic bag and your scissors, and you're gonna start by cutting off the handle on your plastic bag. So with just a quick snip, we're cutting off the handles. It does not need to look pretty, it just needs to get rid of the handles. So go ahead and cut those handles off on roughly 5 to 10 bags, maybe to start off with. Once the handles are off, you'll want to start to open up your bag. And if you want to come up with your own technique, that is awesome. And if you might want to do different techniques to get different sizes of strips that we're going to be making of the plastic bag. So one way is to start at the bottom of the bag with the seam there, and you can cut to either along the seam or try and open that seam. I can't get my bag. There we go. It's a very reinforced bag. You can kind of tear a little bit, and then once it opens, yay. And then you can pick if it has a side seam, or just go down the side of your bag and open it up by just cutting along the side, one side of your bag. And then it should open up. All right, and then we're gonna get ready for our next step. Okay, so at this point you wanna grab your scissors and start cutting the long way along your plastic bag. Your strips of plastic could be anywhere from 2 inches to a little bigger or a little smaller. It does not have to be exact, just roughly whatever you think that is. Don't worry if your strips don't look perfect. It does not matter. Just do the best you can. You can also cut some shorter strips using the bag that way. Go ahead and grab your scissors and do the same thing, creating shorter strips of plastic in case you might need them later on. It's always a good idea to have a variety on hand. Okay, so now we're on to our next step, and you are going to take your strips that you just cut and you are going to tie them together. You can just double knot them like so, and you don't have to worry about the plastic hanging out. We can take care of that later. You're going to make 12 of these, and your strips are going to be the length to what you want your jump rope to be. So as you go along, you might want to stand up and see how long that jump rope is. And you roughly want your strips to be all the same length. So everybody's is going to be probably a little different depending on how long they want their jump rope to be. So this is where patience comes in, because we're going to do a lot of tying of our pieces together. So go ahead and do that, and we'll move on on to the next step. Okay, so by now you should have some very long strips of plastic bag. Next step is you want to take 6 of those strips and hold them together at one end. Kind of spread out a little bit. And take that end and tape it down to a surface that you are allowed to tape down to. I'm going to go ahead and just use my duct tape because it's just what I happen to have in front of me. And then once we have that taped down, we'll move on to braiding. So now it's time to get braiding. So what you want to do is divide your 6 strips out. Take 2 strips together, then another 2 strips, put them together, and another 2 strips, put those strips together. So you'll have 3 big strips of plastic, whoops, each containing 2 individual strips. Once you have those separated out, go ahead and start braiding those 3 strips together. This is where it's a good idea to have your plastic taped down securely to the back of a chair or a table or whatever you can find so your plastic doesn't slide around while you're trying to braid. Those are long pieces of plastic, so the more secure they are, the easier this is going to be for you. Go ahead and braid the entire length of your plastic strips. So when you get done braiding your rope, just go ahead and at the end, tie that off, all your pieces together into one knot. And then you get to do it all over again one more time. So go ahead and make that second braid using the remaining 6 strips, and then we'll move on to the next step. You're almost done. Keep it up. So go ahead and take your tape of choice and take your 2 ends and wrap them together. It should look something kind of like that. It doesn't have to be super pretty. Once you have that done, you're going to take the 2 ends together and you're just going to give them a nice twist. So twisting your rope, you might want some help from a partner on this. As tight or as loose as you want, so it's twisted together. Once you have that done, you're ready for the last and final couple steps, and then get ready to jump. Okay, once you're twisted, you want to go ahead and tape the other handle together. So taking those pieces and taping them together with your handy dandy tape. And the last thing you want to do is add some weight to your jump rope. So find the middle part of your rope as best you can, and then just tape together those 2 pieces, and go ahead and wrap it around a few times, just adding a little bit of weight. That will help your jump rope. And then if you want to, at this point, you can take some scissors and trim up all those pieces that are sticking out if you want to, or if you think they're kind of cool, just leave them. It's totally up to you, but you can trim your rope up if you want to. And now I think we're ready to put our jump ropes to the test. All right, everybody, now that you have made your plastic bag jump ropes, it is ready to put those jump ropes to the test. So we are outside of the library on this beautiful day, and let's see how we did. Here we go. It works! Yay! All right, you guys, guys, I hope you have a lot of fun making your jump ropes. Let us know what they look like. Send us pictures, tag us on Facebook, send it to my email at kkirk@hudsonville.org. Let us see your amazing makerness. Until next week, everybody, bye-bye.